this is going to be a new experience for everybody involved.
Where are we going today, Aaron?
Go to Glasgow.
Hi, I should probably reintroduce myself. It's been 12 years since I last made a YouTube video, and the last one I made involved quite a lot of talking about f***ing sheep. I should probably bleep that. I am here today not to reintroduce myself or to lament the sheep thing, but to talk about what I got up to for my 30th birthday. I decided for my 30th birthday I was going to hire out a mother freaking castle, and that is exactly what I did. You know, what's life without a few stays in the castle every once in a while? About a year and a half ago, I said to my other half, let's hire out a castle for my birthday. Me and 10 of my friends toddled off to Scotland for 5 days to stay in a castle. We researched for ages and ages. We knew we kind of wanted to use CelticCastles.com, which I will link below. They were amazing, there's lots of options on there. We managed to find 2 or 3 castles that were absolutely incredible, and the one we ended up going with was a castle called Craufurdland, which is about 30 minutes south of Glasgow. Craufurdland has space for 16 people to stay. There were, as I said earlier, there were 11 of us that went all in. We'd kind of had it in our heads for quite a long time that we wanted to take the sleeper train up, the Caledonian Sleeper, which is the sleeper train that runs from London to Scotland. So we were really hyped for that, so we booked that for the Thursday night, and our castle stay was booked from the Friday until the Tuesday. 5 of us the night before hopped on the sleeper train. So we decided to get drunk at Euston.
We could go get a drink, I suppose. Do we really want to be drunk by the time Language gets here?
I think after Paul put him somehow.
Not sure if I can recommend it. Andy and Arran had one sleeper berth, and then my other half and I, Andy, had the other sleeper berth, and then Mark, because he left it all till the last minute, decided that he would sleep in a chair.
Hold on, I want to get a survey of the room. Mark, out of 10, sleeper experience so far?
Well, I've been downgraded from a seat to a toilet.
Still not entirely sure how he managed to do that, but he convinces me it was a good night's sleep. So we hopped on the sleeper train. The train itself, so you board at about 10:30. You take off. The train leaves, much better word, at 10 to midnight, and then you get into either Glasgow or Edinburgh, depending on where you're going to, at about 7:20 the following morning. So you're not on the train for very long. It's a pretty swift experience. We got on the train. We decided to go to the club cabin. Had a lot of cocktails and whiskey and beer, which was wonderful.
Hold this while I pour my drink. Look, mummy, no hands. Ice with a dash of sparkling water. Well, shit.
That was a bit chaotic.
Well, I'm on my own because the boys have left me. I am quite excited about the idea of going back to our ensuite to drink with my friends because I have some feelings.
Went to sleep.
Right, well, it's finally time for bed. Hello. How do we feel about our ensuite upgrade room, Andrew? Please. I think it's time for bed now.
No.
Bye-bye.
Kind of like being on a ship. You know how when you go on a boat, things are a bit bumpy and you get off the boat later on and you're kind of like this all day? That's what I felt like all of Friday. So we got into Glasgow first thing the next morning, really excited to see what the day had ahead for us. And in my head I was like, yeah, let's go to Glasgow and explore for the day. We had, 5 of us, massive suitcases, backpacks. We ended up going to a cafe for about 2 hours and then went and hired a car and drove straight to the castle, because even though we weren't allowed to check in until 4 o'clock, none of us wanted to carry our stuff around all day. Fortunately, the staff at Craufurdland were incredible. They let us in early, and honestly, I am not sure any feeling will ever be as spectacular as driving up the driveway at Craufurdland. Drive down this kilometre long driveway and at the very end of it the road kind of dips, and then like right in front of you is this incredible, beautiful castle. It was absolutely phenomenal. I'm not sure words of mine will ever do it any justice.
Well, I am standing in the kitchen of Craufurdland Castle, finally, after what feels like many months of planning. It's quite insanely beautiful. I have a lot of beer behind me, as you can see, and what? Say hi? Need to remember this somehow. What are you whispering about? Are you calling me cringy?
I said I'm just getting out of the way, Chris.
Say hello.
Hello.
What day is it?
Friday.
Yay, you're conscious. he's tired, it's fine.
21st of June.
Great, you can count too. I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
So you claimed double bed. It's not a double bed.
It's a super king bed.
It's not a double bed.
I think we had 8 of us that evening. So it was me, my best friend, my other half, 3 of my work colleagues, another ex-work colleague, and a friend of mine who I met on the internet 15 years ago now. And then later on that evening, my best friend from school arrived. But before that, we went and had dinner.
Cheers, everybody.
Did that sound like a challenge?
Cheers.
Happy birthday, Alice.
Good work, guys. Archie's a bit sad now.
So the castle estate has a restaurant on it called the Lairds table. This became a bit of a meme during the course of the holiday. I have a list of memes on my phone. Lairds on tour, so I think that will be the title of this video. The restaurant was called the Lairds table. We went there for an amazing steak dinner, overlooked this lake. Yeah, it was lovely. It was the longest day of the year, the summer solstice. I'm actually not even sure it got dark that evening. It was absolutely beautiful. So we sat in the living room after we came back from dinner and had some drinks and chatted. We played Cards Against Humanity, which is one of my all-time favourite games.
Channel 4 presents Child Abuse, the Story of God.
Wow! Shitting hell.
You know who else likes brunch? Hitler.
Hadn't really realised how chaotic it would be to play with like 11 people. So Saturday was quite exciting. First thing, I had to go and pick up the cakes. I ordered them from a special gluten-free bakery called Wildflowers in Glasgow, which I will link below because it was absolutely incredible.
Is it supposed to be a 3 and a 0? Oh.
Then we came back, had a big walk around the estate. Grounds in Craufurdland are huge. There's like woods and sheep and just all sorts of like things you can possibly imagine.
That's what I did.
That's what we're doing this, yeah.
And then you fall in, yeah. Thing.
Had this amazing morning wandering around, came back and we started making food. We had so much food organised.
Tuck in, everybody.
Spicy Korean fried chicken, had like salmon, hummus, guacamole, you name it, I probably made it. I love nothing more than cooking for big groups of people, so it was my idea of heaven, being able to cook for everybody. There's a bit I have to kind of address because of all the memes that came up that weekend, there was one that really took the cake. Bread. When I have parties, one of the things I do quite religiously, pita breads and hummus. Now hummus is really easy to make from scratch. I'll put a link in the description below. So I was anticipating I would get some pita breads out, I'd get some hummus out as like a snack for everyone to have before dinner. And I thought, you know, there's 11 of us. Every night each person will have 1 pita bread. 11 times 5 is like 55. Quick maths. So I think I was like, okay, I'll order like 30 pita breads. We ended up with 66 pita breads to eat that weekend. 66 pita breads.
66 pita breads.
66 pittibriers.
Now I know it sounds like a lot, and it is. I didn't hear the end of this for the entire weekend. There was no shortage of food, so Lord only knows why I ordered 66 pittibriers. We had the cake, we played some party tunes.
We also tried iron brew.
Alright, bottoms up. It smells like medicine. Oh no.
Delicious medicine.
Oh no! No, can't be having that.
Oh, that's nice. It's like flat cream soda.
Yes! That's it.
I got it.
No, you can't show this video in Scotland anymore.
What do you have with it? Cream soda. It's not. What do you have with it?
Buckfast.
We played some more Cards Against Humanity.
Good shooting at half digest sparrows.
Oh shit!
Everyone look away!
About your gaze!
I drink to forget Trevor, the world's greatest boyfriend.
That's kind of sad.
It's really sad.
I drink to forget the bloody Welsh.
No!
I drink to forget my sex life.
Oh my god!
Why would you not drink? He's just more back into the room.
What are you drinking to forget?
To forget the bloody Welsh.
Please, the crowd there.
Frog, and all of a sudden the frog was my vagina. Then the princess kissed the frog, and all of a sudden the frog was David Cannon. Oh! Then the princess kissed the frog, and all of a sudden the frog was foreskin.
Got vagina and foreskin.
He thinks the frog was lying. Then the princess kissed the frog, and all of a sudden the frog was a madman who lives in a police box and kidnaps women. That's Doctor Who. Foreskin.
What's my secret power? My huge penis and substantial fortune? Alcoholism? Twisting my cock and balls into a balloon poodle. Who's twisting my cock and balls into a balloon poodle?
Dead babies. My genitals. Lifetime of sadness.
They had a one of the like stages was like dramatic readings of fan fiction. And one of it was Blinky Bill fan fiction.
Blinky Bill?
Very drunk. I think the last of us went to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Very hungover the next morning. Don't think I woke up until like 12 o'clock. Went for another walk. We explored the grounds some more.
Yeah, it's a little bit disconcerting. Jesus. This.
There's a level of accuracy with big fitted.
And then I think we watched some more football and kind of had a bit of another dinner party. Played some more board games. I think we played Ticket to Ride.
So that's like there's some comparative. Gals.
Lasses. Real. Like a lasses. Hey, girls.
Who's won then? You got your phones out for calculator. Oh my god.
This is important, Alice. How did I win? Oh, not you, mate.
How did I win?
Oh, do
Oh my god, this is intense.
I agreed.
When you drink, it goes into your chest.
Wood, that's right.
What's a fence made out of then, Chris?
A fence.
Yeah.
What wooden luck?
No.
Fence.
fuck's sake.
The world #1 underwater rugby players in the room.
The world #1, 2, 3, 4, and 11.
It's actually a sport Chris plays. It's a sport Chris created.
Well, we do wear white speedos, and that's a thing.
White!
Yeah.
White!
Yeah, I've got like 3 pairs of white speedos.
Was that your uniform? Did you have a rocket? Did you play against any other teams?
So there was a London club that had this as their logo. It's just me and white speedos.
Had some food, got a lot more drunk again because there was still loads of freaking alcohol. Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Defying the laws of gravity since 1995.
That is true.
The next day we woke up, we had plans the whole trip pretty much to go to the Isle of Arran, which is about a 50-minute ferry ride off the west coast of Scotland. The island is beautiful. It's one of the biggest islands in the Scottish Isles. It was absolutely incredible. There's not loads to do there, and we didn't have a car, so we were just kind of in buses and stuff. And we arrived, the bus went straight away. I was like, sweet, everything's gonna be fine. We got the bus to the Isle of Arran distillery, which is where they make whiskey, which we managed to get some as well.
And older whiskies, very little water, if any. Harvested in Aberdeenshire, small production. What you're seeing here, this is the non-sterile beer making process. Very important.
That was incredible. The problem came when we left the distillery and checked on the bus timetable to get back to the ferry terminal. Now, it hadn't really occurred to me that an island in the north of Scotland would only have one bus every 3 hours. So when we checked the bus timetables and it said the next bus wasn't for like another 2 hours, all of us thought like, maybe Google Maps has got it wrong.
We're a bit lost. The next bus was like 2 hours from the end of our tour, so we're now waiting for a taxi in the middle of literally nowhere. But look at how ridiculously beautiful it is. There's like an abandoned house. I'm lost, but I can't really complain about it too much. I did tell you probably would. Definitely said it was beautiful, didn't I?
By the way, taxi companies for 8 people at short notice on a remote island in the middle of Scotland, also quite difficult.
What? Oh my god, Andy's double parked. What is happening?
Not double parked. I've never done. Oh, yeah.
Double fisting, yeah.
It's not okay that that's the phrase.
It's a very different thing.
It's a great phrase.
But anyway, it was incredible. I would love to go back to the Isle of Arran. So we got drunk again, because what else do you do when you're staying in a remote castle in Scotland? Tried to finish up all of the booze because we had to be up early to get out the next morning. I finally had a bath in this bath in our room. Looked out over the estate, the window from the bath, read a book for a little while. It was finally time the next morning to wake up and clean up the castle. And then we took the car back to the rental company and we got the train back to London.
That's not very far to go for someone you love, to be fair.
Probably further than I normally do. She's 912 metres away.
Fuck it. Wondering, Andy's life has been ruined. Just to make that clear.
And that was it. That was the end of my castle birthday weekend. I can't recommend it enough though. Go check out CelticCastles.com. I'm also going to do a separate video about the outfit I wore to my birthday party, which was a piece by a designer called Rosa Bloom. It was honestly the most glam outfit I have ever worn in my life. I hope you've enjoyed this. Maybe give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye! Damn it.